So I'm going to attempt to steam up Millie for the first time. So I've sat her here on this baking tray, which appears to be pretty much made to measure to catch any drips and whatnot. I bought some butane gas, and I bought some 20W50 lubrication oil, motor oil, which in fact I bought on Amazon, but you could equally get on Halfords. Pop some of it in this little can, which I've also got on Amazon. That's a little Draper can. I have some steam oil that came with, so that was supplied with the locomotive. And I needed some distilled water, and what I've got here is some water from my condenser tumble dryer, which is distilled. Now, I could buy distilled water, though I can't find anywhere to buy it. The book says don't use deionized water. But the water from the condenser dryer should be fine, except that I want to make sure that it doesn't have any little bits of fluff in it. So my first thing is I'm going to take this jar, which had blackberry and apple jam in it, but it doesn't anymore, and coffee filter, so just an ordinary coffee filter paper. You use these. I use a cafetiere, so I have to go and get these as well. Canister of pure butane. I think that's 277 grams. Yep. From Screwfix for £4.50. Has a self-sealing valve on the top, and so this didn't come with the loco. I purchased this separately, which is the roundhouse gas filler adapter, and that should screw onto the top of the canister like so. Now, consult the book. And the book says, before attempting to fill the gas tank, make sure the gas control valve is closed by turning it clockwise. So the gas control valve is this little valve here. So we're going to make sure that is closed. There we go, that's open. It's closed, and I can feel that's finger tight closed. The gas filler valve is just here. I'm going to invert the gas canister and fill the tank. So let's see how this goes. Whoa! Well, I guess that's full. Do this in a well-ventilated area, the book says. We need to lubricate all the moving parts. To lubricate the slip eccentrics, we need to run the oil behind the wheel, it says. So, oops, gosh, that really comes out, doesn't it? I think I may have over-oiled that wheel. Whoops. So the steam oil, it seems, goes into the displacement lubricator, which is here. This needs to be open to draining water, of which there presumably won't be any, because I haven't steamed it at all yet. Then I need to take this off to put the steam oil in. So that comes off completely. Oh, and there is water in there indeed. So that has drained out. So that having drained out, retighten that. And then, so I have this fine bottle of steam oil and this small applicator, so I guess take that off there, put that on there, like so. And the book says to take your time pouring the oil in because air bubbles can form. So I shall do this as slowly as I can. Is that full already? No, that was an air bubble. And that's looking full. Yep, I think that's full. So, finger tighten because there's an O-ring on there. Okay, now filling the boiler. So to aid in filling the boiler, I have this fine syringe. Again, this is supplied by Roundhouse with the locomotive, and imagine a piece of tubing will fit on the end, or maybe on this end. Okay, so after some struggling, I fitted the plastic tube onto the end of there, and so I will withdraw my coffee paper arrangement from my jar of now distilled and filtered water and fill the syringe. And the syringe holds 60 millilitres of water, but I've no idea what Millie holds, so I don't know how many syringes will be needed. And to fill the boiler, we're going to remove the safety valve, which is on top here. There we go, and the water's going to go in there. So, in we go. Whoops. So that's one syringe full. Two syringes full. Three syringes full. They need to filter some more water. Whoops. Okay, and so just now the book then says take some water out, and the idea is that you need room in the boiler for steam, so you need to withdraw 30 ml of water, so half a syringe full. There we go. Put that back in there, and okay, job done. The boiler is full. and the safety valve goes back on, and again that's going to just be, whoops, finger tight, just like that. Next step is light the burner, and this is the point where I realise I don't think I've got any matches and I need to pop to the shop. So 25 minutes in, I'm back and I've got the matches. So the book says light a match, hold it there, and then open the gas. So that's what we're going to do. Light a match, hold it above the boiler, open the gas. Whoops. My God, it's worked. So almost instantly we've got some water vapour which has formed across the top of the boiler there. I don't know if I've got the burner turned up too high or if I should turn it down. And I can certainly feel a little bit of heat with my hand above the flame here. We're waiting for the safety valve to blow off, which should take about 10 to 12 minutes and should occur at a pressure of about 40 psi. So after about 5 minutes, there's no longer any sign of moisture on the top of the boiler here. There's a little line of condensation up the front of the spectacle plate there. Still feeling that heat coming off, but no sign yet of the safety valve blowing off. So we're about 8 minutes in now, and the top of the boiler, no moisture, but also now on the back of the spectacle plate, there's no sign of moisture. Still no sign of any steam coming out from the safety valve. Ten minutes in, and pretty much bang on time, we're starting to see steam, yep, plume of steam coming out of the safety valve. So, it could be time to open up the regulator. Whoa! Oh, that's blowing good. Well, we're in steam here. Change direction, close the regulator, and then turn the wheel one full turn in the direction we want to go in. So if we want to go backwards, we're going to have to turn the wheel back. There we go. Get her back on the blocks. Ouch! And when we open the regulator, she should be in reverse. There we go. Still going strong. Been experimenting with adjusting the regulator, so when it's right closed, if you stop, you can just open it gently under this little bit of a jerky start and then quite slow running. And then of course you can open it up to sort of silly speed. I won't do that. Seems like the gas burner. It's almost as if the sound is decreasing. We still seem to have enough steam pressure to drive the wheels alright. No sign of that decreasing yet. And I can still feel the heat above the boiler, but I'm starting to wonder if this is residual. Just close the regulator and have a listen. Yeah, I definitely can't hear the burner. We're running on and leftover steam, and also we can't see anything coming out of the steam valve here, so the steam when the regulator is open coming out through the exhaust. Then if we close the regulator, that steam plume dries up and there's no steam coming out here, so it's entirely just the steam that's left in the boiler. Open it up and it will drive it, but not for much longer, I suspect. Yeah, and that's with the regulator quite wide open. And the last of the steam is driving the pistons slower and slower. The loco in a moment is going to come to a halt, and I'm going to have to consult the book on tidying up and putting away. And there we go, no more steam, no matter how open the regulator gets. That's it. That's our lot. One steaming, so, and that has given us about half an hour of the loco being in steam. So the book advises at the end of a session to clean the locomotive, oil all bright metal parts, and do not leave fuel or water in the tank for long periods. Now I'm not quite sure how I'm going to empty the boiler. Obviously the fuel is all spent. Maybe I'll have to extract it again using the syringe once the loco is cool. And so since now I'm just going to leave the loco to cool down, and there's no hurry to the next stage, so I'm just going to leave it for a good while to get nice and cool. So I'm going to stop the clock now, but the final things that I will do once the loco is cool is, you can see there's a fair amount of sort of dirt and steam oil that has descended when the safety valve blew off, so I'm going to give that a bit of a clean, and I'm going to empty the boiler somehow and give the shiny bits of metal a bit of an oil, and then put Millie away. But for now I'm going to stop the clock.